Did any of the actors hide their lines anywhere on set? Yeah. I got a couple examples for you, which I'll share in a moment. But first, hi, I'm Valerie. I worked on Gilmore Girls, and I share a lot of fun facts from behind the scenes, which are only possible when you engage with this post on your FYP. So please, let me know who you think was the worst offender on the show. Which actor do you think needed the most assistance with saying all those crazy lines? And also I'm going to tell you some other fun facts about how the actors were able to say all those lines. Because of the dialogue on Gilmore Girls, we had a dialogue coach. Now, his only job was to make sure that the actors were saying the correct words. Not dictating how they needed to say it, but just making sure that they said every single word that was in that script, because on Gilmore Girls, no improv allowed. Whenever the actors were not off book and could hide their sides, they might. They might hide it within notes that they actually wrote, or sometimes they would hide them within the pages of a book, or even just sometimes off camera somewhere. I remember this one time, now I'm going to out the very first person. If you guessed Alexis, you would be correct. Alexis often, whenever she was doing a phone call, would put her sides on a C-stand. C-stand's like a big metal pole, and it would be set just off camera enough where she could read it and also be able to say it in the direction of where she needed to be saying it. One of the tools Alexis used to memorize all her lines was to write her lines down in a notebook. And because she was a student, that notebook could be right in front of her. Listen.
I've already returned the capri pants twice. I've tried to return a couple of your other items that were all sales final, which makes me look retail simple. And this is not the first, but the second time I will have returned.
Luckily, because it was a phone call, we knew it would be intercut, so if she had any issues saying the lines, they would be right in front of her and she could just glance down right before she needed to say it. And if you watch that scene, you can kind of see her doing it. And the fun fact about this very scene was that the actor that played the teacher was our dialogue coach, Professor Bell. Alexis was not the only one to do this. In all fairness to her, she had a lot of dialogue and not much time because she was working in most of the scenes. Now, this next example is one of my favorite photos that I have, and you just have to hear the line she needed to say.
I would like to talk to you about the permit for expanding my dance studio to include a Taibo room.
Whenever there was a clipboard nearby, you better bet that there were lines written on that clipboard. And a fun trick that Michael Winters had was the podium. His lines were right there anytime he needed it. And one thing that they would do when they filmed inside Miss Patty's was they would always shoot the audience side first. So by the end of the night, they would both have all of their lines down pat. Now, what happens when you can't remember what you have to say, but there's no place to put the lines? During the celebration of Miss Patty, when she did her one-woman show, there were giant cue cards in the audience held up by the members of our prop department. And this is also another one of my favorite photos on set.
If you insist.